Good day and welcome to Zuviat Business Agility Daily, where we help leaders reimagine how work gets done. I'm hearing time and again from business leaders that they have already made the conscious decision to implement Kanban, but the initiative just does not get started, or they did start, but the initiative is dragging along. If you are in the same boat, then I think you need a kickstart. Chances are very good that you can identify with this image, especially if you are in leadership. Most leaders these days are multitasking like crazy, just not getting to everything. And probably this was why you said you wanted to implement Kanban in the first place, to help you optimize yourself and your team's performance. If you don't get to that, as I postulated before, you probably need a kickstart, and you've got a few options. One of them is, for example, start with where you're now. As Kanban says, just get started. But let's face it, that was probably the problem you had in the first place. So what big companies then do is they bring in a coach or a facilitator to keep the process on the roll. But most mid-market companies and even some bigger or most bigger companies in this climate today can't really afford that. So what we can do otherwise is, for example, do a 2-day or 5-day training course, bring that in and use that as a kickstart. Great option. And if you're this type of guy, by all means. I have normally had the problem that I do go to such a training, 2 days, 5 days, come back to work on Monday, and then work happens. Also, in-person training is relatively expensive because you need to travel, you need to have hotel, you need to be there, it is quite expensive to be out of the office for that time. So the other option is online training. These days, very much an option, but unfortunately statistics are against you because they say about 4% of online courses that get bought actually get done. Another great option is peer learning and accountability and looking at real-life implementations that somebody else does and keeping each other honest. If you've got somebody like that, awesome. That is definitely an option. And then the last one I want to bring in is continuous improvement. If you had already started, do bring your Kanban cadences in, do really get yourself to the point where you improve continuously, because this will automatically drive your Kanban further. We as Zuviat, we've looked at this, and these are the things we are getting out there, and have built a Kanban bootcamp, an 8-week Kanban bootcamp, where we have brought in elements from all of those. We are meeting for 2 hours online, but in person with a facilitator and coach. We are also making very much peer learning part of this. And throughout these 8 weeks, you start with where you're now and you continuously improve. So what you're getting in the end is you get a short focused initiative of 8 weeks. So not only 2 days, but it is really a repetitive initiative. It combines these options, and in the end, you have a fully functioning Kanban system, and you've got a kickstart. So today's actionable tip: if you have decided that you want to implement Kanban or have started, but just don't get the time to give it the attention it deserves, then you will likely need some outside intervention to give you a kickstart. There are several options, and we have designed the Zuviat Kanban Bootcamp specifically with the business leader in mind. And I invite you, just have a look.